Hello and welcome to my video response to Lerkins' Lair. Come to Primus moment. Now, I know this one is actually about 3 months ago, something like that, but I didn't actually get a chance to do it at the time that I wanted to do it, along with 2 other video responses, one to Patriot Crime and one to Master Fire, actually. So I was a bit gutted about that, but I thought I'd try and at least do one of them now. I still might try and do Master Fire's one. I was going to try and do it, but then I couldn't get the bits out of the loft that I wanted. Anyway, and it's not exactly Father's Day for Patriot Prime's one, but I'll try and sort something out for that one if I can. Anyway, so yeah, I thought I'd do this come to Primus moment. Now, I thought about this. I thought about this quite a lot actually, this one. And thinking about it, I didn't actually spend that long away from Transformers, funnily enough, because I was right with Transformers right up until the end of Generation 1. The US comic ended on number 80. I think that was in 1991, and the UK comic finished around January 1992. And for the best part of me, I actually let it end. I just thought, well, I was too old now. I was about, definitely around 16. Approaching 17, somewhere around there. And I thought to myself, no, you know, it's just one of those things. It was a kid's thing, but it was a massive part of my life, and it was a bit heart-wrenching, really. I put all my Transformers that I had, about 15, 20 that I collected over the years, you know, being a kid and that. And I put them in the box and I put them up in my loft where I used to live, and forgot about them. I forgot about them for the longest time, actually. Occasionally I'd think about them, and I'd get a bit sad actually, because obviously it was that was my childhood. And then, breaking off the subject for a minute, it actually winds me up a bit that toy companies do that. They give children these toys, and to a child it is their life, you know. We invest so much of our imagination and our lives into them, and then when they're not profitable or whatever, the toy company just casts them aside. Unfortunately, children don't understand that. Like my son, he loved Thomas the Tank Engine. He's a cool down a bit on it now. But I think the thing that annoyed him is that obviously popularity sort of waned on that a little bit, and then toy shops that used to go in and get these toys and that, the toy sections of those dwindled down and down and down, and you used to go in there and there was absolutely no toys for there in there for him, and it used to really upset him. Don't get me wrong, I mean, it's harder these days anyway because everything's so much bloody online now. But it's the same. It's just that we invest so much of our time in it as kids. It annoys me. Still there. Anyway, right, let's get back on subject. So, to fill the gap, I used to collect American comics. That was my thing. After Transformers, I used to go down to comic shops and stuff. I used to get Batman, Green Lantern, lots of different things. And I think it was around that time that Death's Head 2 was going, and that was my last connection to Transformers. It was the last thing that was connected in any way, even though it wasn't really connected. They'd done their best to exile him from Transformers, for whatever reason they decided to do that for. Anyway, yeah, so I was getting that, and then I was in a comic shop. And I'll get around to the point of this, I suppose. And I was wandering around. This is when there was a comic shop down Oxford Street in London. I can't remember what it was exactly called now. It used to be the one of it was like Virgin Comic Shop, but I don't think it was called that at the time. I don't know what it was called, but there was loads of them dotted around there at the time. There's about 3 down Oxford Street, one in Hamleys at the top at the time. Just to go all round all the mall. I just love that. Can't do it now. There's like 1 in London now, maybe 2. Shame really. Anyway, back on track. Yeah, I was just wandering around this one, and they used to have all the comics on their little turny thing, you know, what they're called now, turnstile thing, you know, rack, whatever. But it was turned around, and I was just wandering around, probably for Aliens or Predator comics. I can't remember exactly what, probably Terminator actually, or Green Lantern. And on this thing was a comic, and I looked straight at it, and it was Megatron's face looking right back at me. Although I didn't know it was Megatron's face at the time, I thought it was just another generic Transformer. And I looked at it, it was G.I. Joe number 139, and it said featuring Transformers Generation 2, and I thought, wow, that is pretty fucking cool, and I picked that up so fast. And then when I was on the train home with my brother and my mate, I was reading it, and it was the first time really I read a comic on the train, but I usually wait until I got home. And I loved it, and it showed Megatron off in his brand new tank mode and everything. I fucking loved it. I loved it, and that was it really. And then I was back hooked on Transformers throughout Generation 2, collected all the Generation 2 comics, and then it started to wane, and then I thought it was going to die again. I started getting into the Transmasters fan base, and that sort of began to die a bit of a death as well. But luckily then Beast Wars came along, and that was it. From Beast Wars I was back on Transformers. I'd found a few people around this time. The internet sort of started to start up, and you know, I've got someone's email address. For wow, that's cool, isn't it? And then a guy would send me them from Japan, and I also found a friend who was in the army, and he was stationed in Hong Kong, I think it was, and he could get loads, so he'd bring it back. And so that was it. I was pretty much back on it and have been ever since. And that is it really. So there wasn't much to say really, because like I said, I wasn't away from Transformers that much, and even then I still did keep my hand in, sort of. I remember once, this is in between that Generation 1 period, and like I said, I saw them in Generation 2 in that comic shop. I was walking through Woolworths, which used to be a great shop in the UK for toys and just about anything else you'd want to buy actually. And I walked through there. This is around the time I actually found the Generation 1 Constructicons, just as I was leaving school actually. And I found them and I bought all them, which was damn handy. But this is in a period just after that, when the comic had ended. And I was walking through there, and I was lightly wandering through the toy aisles, and I saw some Transformers. Now, I saw the Predators. I didn't really realise this at the time. I didn't buy them or nothing. How stupid. Wow, I can't even believe now that I would go into a shop, see a Transformer for wow, and not buy it. But I saw the Predators, and I thought, oh, wow, that's weird, isn't it? You know, odd Transformers now. And then I saw this big one, this big gold box, and it was $29.99. I looked at it and I thought, my God, that's a Power Master. Even though it didn't mention anything about it being a Power Master, it was obviously it was Overlord. And it just comes with 2 Energon minifigures. And I thought, well, they're Power Masters. And I picked the box up and I thought, wow, they've actually made a new Power Master. Even though not really realising, obviously, that it was a repackaged figure from from '87, which obviously never got a release in America or the UK or nothing. And I wish I'd bought it right there and there. $29.99 for a boxed Generation 1 complete Overlord, and they had about 4 or 5 of these on the bloody shelf. You know, I think around that time, it might have been around then as well, I saw in the Woolworths in Egham where I used to live, they had hubcap and sea spray, which I did buy. I'm sure of one, so it was dirt cheap. It might have just been before that, while the comic was still going, maybe. Probably around the time I bought the Constructicons. But yeah, why didn't I buy that bloody Overlord? I mean, I've got one now, and it cost me a little bit more than that. But now you'd be looking at a couple of hundred at least. Crazy. Anyway, right, so that was my Come to Primus moment response video. I'm going to try and upload this soon, but you know. Anyway, I hope it was what you was looking for, Larkin. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everyone else watching this enjoyed it while we're still around on YouTube at the moment, because who knows what the future will bring. I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.